Hello everyone, my name is Reese Acree.
I'm Simone New.
I'm Sarah Hayes.
Keegan Brown.
Trevor Drought. Shazelle Lee.
And together we make up the Data Dunkin Destroyers. Today we will be presenting the chicken fast food industry.
So first, the chicken fast food industry, the sub-industry of the fast food industry. So I just want to talk a little bit about the overall fast food industry. Fast food industry is about $245 billion today. As you can see, there's been steady growth with a jump of, on this graph here, around 2004, 2015, right after the recession. People were able to get more money to spend. We'll talk a little bit more about that in terms of income elasticity. As you can see, it's just been the projected outlook is looked to continue steady grow about 3% each year, with some of the major players of McDonald's, Yum! Brands, and Subway holding the fast food industry. So some of the key drivers, obviously consumer spending and consumer confidence index kind of goes hand in hand. When consumers have money to spend, they're more likely to go out, eat fast food, eat at restaurants instead of making food at home. As well as the healthy eating index. There's also many trends with diets and things like that, and food trends that influence what people eat in terms of what restaurants they go. I know a while back, like Chipotle was a really big thing. They created until the whole life thing. As well as households earning more than $100,000 more disposable income to spend on fast food. So here we have kind of the segmentation of the industry. Obviously, burgers still make up about 42% of the fast food industry. That has a large part to do in terms of McDonald's and Burger King. Next is sandwiches. It's more Subway, Jimmy John's, Jersey Mike's, things like that. And then our chicken is about 10% of the industry, and that continues to grow, especially with kind of KFC kind of being static, with Chick-fil-A growing, as well as places like Popeyes and Raising Cane's and churches. Which goes into our chicken industry, kind of the major players. You have the Yum! Brands, which has a mini restaurant. One of their big restaurants is KFC. You have Chick-fil-A, Popeyes. Those kind of the big three in terms of the chicken industry. And then you have other more regional and smaller firms like Zaxby's, Churches, and Raising Cane's. And Chick-fil-A has been the biggest, has the most growth so far in the last couple of years. 2014, they were selling about 3 times more than KFC restaurants. And so Chick-fil-A is kind of trying to become the dominant player in the chicken industry.
So demand and elasticity. So just an overview. So the big demographic trends for the fast food industry as a whole comes through age, and it's mostly the millennials who we see that are going out of the house to spend on food that they're not making in the house anymore. And specifically about 54% of super heavy fast food users, which is about eating fast food at least once a week, and 37% of just your typical heavy fast food users, which is 2 to 6 times a week, or once a day for the super heavy, and then the regular heavy is 2 to 3 times a week, is between the ages of 18 to 34, which is that millennial generation. So that just kind of furthers what Keegan was talking about of just that population that is getting money and going out and spending more as they're getting more money. With the demographics, their substitutes in the industry are food delivery, other fast food restaurants, fast casual restaurants, full service restaurants, and grocery or in-home dining are all substitutes. And there's no close complements to the fast food industry. Each restaurant is full service, in-house. They do everything in one brick and mortar building, and then the demand, their expectations are that they're fast and cheap. Again, just reiterating what Keegan had said earlier about the consumer spending. As they get more income, their spending will go up to go out and to buy, to be able to purchase more fast food and to buy more food outside of the home. The healthy eating index, the consumer confidence index, and then households earning more than $100,000 will be more of the households that will do that as well. Elasticity, so price elasticity, the industry as a whole is elastic, so kind of as we said before, as the prices decrease, more people will go out and buy the fast food. As the prices increase, people will kind of stay away and either find alternatives or will stay home and cook their own food. Kind of going back to the substitutes, the income elasticity is 1.8, so therefore fast food is a luxury good. We can probably all understand that we don't necessarily need fast food. It's not something that is required for our everyday life. So as we get more money, we see it as something that is a luxury that we can go out and afford as we get more money. So the factors, the demand volatility, there's a shift to fast food buying, as we said before, as disposable income increases. Price discrimination, so it's second degree. So they will bundle with combo meals, family meals. KFC will do those big family meals that can feed a big family or those kinds of different things. A major market shock will make the demand shift as well. A health conscious population will shift people away from, say, a Church's or Popeyes to, something that's a little bit more health conscious as well. And of course, a price conscious market, they'll run from, if they're more sensitive to a more expensive product, they'll run towards, McDonald's or something that has a little bit more value, or they'll just stay at home depending on how price conscious that consumer is.
And now we're going to production costs, factor markets, and market value. Here we show a flow chart of the chicken industry and where I go from that being hatched to the restaurant and the retailer. Say for a little bit. The lifespan from the egg to the actual distribution center is about 43 days, which is was down from 120 days about 20 years ago. Us chicken being the second leading meat consumed, well, most consumed meat on the earth, you want to say. About 50 billion chickens are reared for eggs or meat throughout the year. Or meat in the United States is about 8 million for meat and about 300 million for eggs. Cost. Some of the fact that the impact production cost is a portion of transportation, moving your meat from your distribution centers to your restaurants. Of course, gas prices, influx in gas prices will, of course, affect the transportation costs. The long-run cost of the building, going from that and all the, so they're going inside the actual restaurant, the equipment, soap dispensers, grills, fryers, everything you need to run your business. And of course, the labor. For Florida, the minimum wage is about $8.10, and that also be a short-run cost as well. The price per pound for fresh chicken has risen over 43% over the last 10 years. For whole chicken, per pound is about $1.03. It is now, well, that was 2007. In 2017, it is now risen to $1.43. For all you wing eaters, that costs us about $1.76 per pound. So if you weigh out what you pay for 10 wings or 12 wings and what they pay for, the price margin is definitely great. The price for about 7 to 10 wings is about $1, depending on the size, whether jumbo or small. Market failures and factor markets. These are all things that would affect the chicken market, from agriculture to how we feed the actual chickens, from soy and the corn markets. Transportation, of course, if there's any gas shortages, prices will go up. The government, if they want to have chicken laws on how you cook your chicken or how you house your chicken, that will also make the labor costs go up. Diet, disease, and then for diet, veganism is up 500%, so that's also affecting the chicken market as a whole. Diseases, so if you got bird flu, salmonella, with the speed of growth, those are other things that might affect if we want to choose to eat it or the medical stuff.
Next, we're going to cover the market structure, price and non-price strategies. that affect the behavior and characteristics of the pricing and competition within the industry. So the market structure for the industry is a monopolistic competition. What is a monopolistic competition? Well, it's something that has many firms of different various sizes, and not a single one or type of firm controls the market. The industry is a very multi-dimensional one because it has a lot of players that produce different, that focus on different parts of the industry, and they only a few of these key players control those parts. Here is a graph of a statistic that was actually on the last slide. That in 2015, 5 major brands represented over 40% of the market share in the fast food industry. Yeah, here's just a representation of how that 40% is broken up within the different main players in the industry, and what makes up that 40% compared to all the other smaller players. And here's a bigger scale, and look at the market share percentage between fast food companies on a global scale. This is a more recent showing.
All right, I'm gonna go over price change and behavior. Obviously, most of you know that, in our industry, a lot has to do with value pricing, so get more for less, supersized, drinks and different side items. Another technique that's often used is penetration pricing. It's generally used when new menu items being introduced, typically something that's going to make sense. And then the third thing is customary pricing. For customary pricing, most of the time, if a competitor is offering something for a set price, then the same person can offer that same price. That same company's can offer the same price. If not, they risk losing business. And the last thing is bundle pricing. This is very common among fast food restaurants with the value meal or the meal. Government effects, obviously we have regulations in our industry. It all kind of revolves around food safety. We have different state, local, and federal requirements that monitor that food safety in the industry. USDA, Food Safety and Inspection Service, obviously they have written sanitation standard operating procedures that everyone in the industry has to abide by. And then like Keegan said earlier with Chipotle and the E. coli incident, just that fear of losing reputation is kind of something that was kind of monitored through the government. And then technologies, obviously, with every industry, with the how fast technology increases, it's kind of one of those things that we just stay up with that to meet that standard. And then some non-price behaviors, just what a consumer wants and what their tastes and preferences, whether it's chickens or hamburgers or Mexican food. And then obviously we want to maintain that standard. So with the quality of meat compared to competitors, with Chick-fil-A, I would say that I'd rather go Chick-fil-A than KFC, just with the quality of meat. And then location, obviously with demographics, In-N-Out's focused in the western part of the U.S., so it's kind of one of those things where if you're on the eastern side of the US, you're not going to be hanging out. And then, you know, same thing with accessibility. Raising Cane's isn't available in Florida, so we're not going to be able to, you know, eat there. And then obviously advertising with social media and different TV commercials. The physical marketing elements that can influence consumer behavior.
So how can you take the information that we've given you today to make your industry better? I mean, there's so many different options within eating. How can you give yourself that competitive advantage that you'll need to thrive in this industry? So, although there's been a boom in the high end with 288 billion in 2015, there's a lot of room for areas for growth and a lot of untapped potential. As you can see on here, fast casual restaurants were worth 47 billion in 2017. But basically they're in a point of saturation where without new product improvement or without new product development, you're not gonna see an increase. So with some of the information that we've given today, we've learned that a lot of consumers are moving towards restaurants and quick service restaurants that offer delivery, that have mobile apps and ordering screens, that are healthier and have more diverse options, that are low cost compared to standard fast casual, because you can go to, let's say, Chipotle and get a meal for $10 compared to if you want to just go to McDonald's real quick, your meal will be probably less than $5. So our recommendations, I mean, something that is very huge is speed and convenience, but as well as better quality and healthy, fast alternatives to food. So to take you kind of through our recommendations, the first thing that we've noticed that can make you more competitive in this environment is to have a place that people can come and eat and leave quickly if they want to, but also to stay. Panera offers a lot of places for you to come in and sit down and study if you wanted to. So if you were eating by yourself, you wouldn't feel weird because you could just sit down, offer free Wi-Fi, and study. We think if we incorporate this in chicken industries across the U.S., it would bring more people to want to come in and stay compared to just coming in and leaving. We also think that we should have a horizontal integration, meaning basically we just want to buff up the product line that we offer to kind of make it more diverse. Also, the mobile app would be huge. A lot of companies have it, a lot of companies use it, but it's important to make it worthwhile, to make it something that I would want to use space on my phone for. And so a mobile app, it's something that needs to be implemented so that you can go ahead and order your food, pick it up in the store, offer delivery as well. I mean, I know there's a couple different ways that you could do delivery. You could go, a lot of people wouldn't mind paying an extra like $2.99 fee to bring the food to them because a lot of people are lazy. So if that's something that has to be more cost effective, then you could also partner up with Uber Eats or other industries that offer delivery for you. Another thing that we highly recommend is a specialized training of management and employees. Chick-fil-A does really well of implementing my pleasure. When I go to Chick-fil-A, or when anybody goes to Chick-fil-A, they're not just going to say thank you, they're really huge on saying my pleasure. So their customer service is huge, and a lot of people notice that. And if you want to make yourself competitive, you need to set something aside that makes you different. And another thing is health awareness. You got to let your customers know where the food comes from. Some people really thrive off the idea that they're eating fast, they're eating quick, but they're also eating healthy. And so that is our presentation. You guys have any questions at all for us? Brooke?
How will you adjust to your customers who are more health conscious and won't particularly want to go to a chicken restaurant?
Yeah, so one